decade, and today I'd like to talk a bit about PAPRs and some of our medical offerings. Now, before we dive right into the units, I'd like to take a bit of a look at the legislation both in North America and overseas. Now, what you're going to find here is that both in Canada as well as the United States, the legislative responsibilities look very close to the same, aside from a couple subtle wording differences. So going through them, in both scenarios, you're going to have to assess the atmosphere for airborne contaminants. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. There's the mathematical approach, where again, you can take volumes, exchange rates, and expected particulates from the SDS sheets on whatever material you're working with into account, as well as the expected volume of particulates that may be generated during that work activity. Now, the gold standard and the one we all want to go with is going to be sampling. So that requires, hygienists to maybe come in and they'll do their thing. They'll set up sampling locations in very busy areas, get the best samples based on worst case scenario, prepare results, submit them to you, the employer, and again, you take appropriate action based off of those results. Appropriate action is going to look like implementing a program to guide the use of respirators so that responsibilities are clear for managers, supervisors, and workers, providing the appropriate training, making sure everything is documented, making sure your workers know how to perform hazard assessment and select the appropriate respirator based on the hazard assessments. This should also include items like inspection, repair, cleaning, storage, replacement of filters and cartridges, selection of filters and cartridges, and again, everything needs to be absolutely documented. Here in Alberta, again, we need to have a code of practice that governs the use of respirators and tells workers very clearly when and where respirators are required, as well as what type of respirator. Now, fit testing is also a very important consideration here as well, as everyone's facial profile is slightly different and facial profiles change over time. So it's going to be important to, fit test people in accordance with your local applicable legislation and regulations. Again, that may be annually, that may be more frequently depending on what your scope of work is. It's also going to be important to make sure that you review your policy periodically to make sure it's doing a good job. And a nice easy way I want to break this down is policies, procedures, and forms. Policies being the overarching company expectations and direction, procedures being step-by-step directives on how to complete any particular task, and again, forms are how to execute that on a macro and micro level, and again, the documentation that you may keep. So whether you're in North America or the UK, again, they're going to pretty much look exactly the same, including the hazard assessment portion as well. And if you'd like more information on hazard assessment, you can check out our videos, paparsolutions.com, or follow us to the end for links on all of this and more. All right, now in special consideration for medical, there's a couple items I'd like to talk about with you. The first is going to be the most obvious. This is going to be airborne contaminants, sick patients, airborne and clinical isolation areas, again, people with emerging illnesses that are going to be infectious and do pose a respiratory risk. So that may be fairly obvious to most of us. Now, the second item is going to be, maybe the handling of drugs as well. That comes with its own respiratory risk and respiratory hazards that, need to be carefully observed. Now, the one that we may not often consider is going to be the cleaning, disinfecting, and drug neutralizing agents that we typically use. Now, whether parasitic acid, bleach, or other peroxides, their use does create respiratory hazards that must be observed. So at this juncture, we're assuming that you're going to be comfortable with hazard assessment, and again, the hierarchy of controls here in Alberta and most places as well, where you want to consider ventilation first or engineering, substitution, administrative procedures, which you'll have in place as well, and then lastly, the personal protective equipment. If you do need more information on hazard assessment, you can visit our video learning section at paparsolutions.com for more information. And with that, I think we're ready to jump into the units here. So we're going to talk about powered air purifying respirators, or PAPRs. So what is it exactly? It's basically a fanny pack with a blower unit that filters ambient air through a filter of your choosing to a head top of your choosing. So there's going to be 2 different product lines and a couple different levels of blower units, as well as many different head tops, which we're going to explore in a bit of detail here today. And of course, if you need more information on that, visit us online in our learning section, or our YouTube channel will have more information. I also do want to mention that failure to provide respiratory protection is one of the most cited OSHA violations, and here in Canada, it's pretty much the same. Now, this is PPE that your workers will actually want to wear, and I do appreciate that comment as well, as it does hold true in our experience. Now we have two different product lines, the VersaFlow and the AdFlow. There's only one AdFlow, but there's three different models or three different levels of VersaFlows, a 300, a 600, and an 800, all of which have a couple different pros and cons. Now starting with the 300, this is going to be the smallest unit, has the shortest battery life, and only one option for filters. It's going to be a P100 equivalent HEPA filter. Now moving up to the 600s, this is going to be the unit that we most typically recommend as it's the most versatile. The 600 offers a longer battery life. You can have a standard or a high capacity battery, which boosts runtime up to around 18 or 19 hours. You do have your choice of HEPA P100 filters as well as organic vapor, and there's a ton of filter options which we will explore shortly. Now moving to the 800s, we don't often recommend these unless you do have a need for intrinsically safe equipment, which does arise in our oil and gas operations. So if that is the case, then you may want to go with an 800. It does move more air, has a slightly bigger blower unit, and the filters are also cross-compatible with the 600 series as well. Now last but certainly not least, we have the AdFlow unit. And being a trades unit or a trade-inspired unit, this is going to be the most rugged and durable offering, although they are all fairly durable and rugged. Now the AdFlow comes with a P100 standard HEPA filter, but it also does have a stackable organic vapor cartridge, which does many of the items that the 600 does as well, and most of their filter set, at a lower price point. So next up, I'd like to talk filters. There's going to be quite a few filters for the 600 and 800 series. They are cross-compatible, as I mentioned. And I know this graphic isn't too clear, but we're going to provide a full filter list on the next slide that's going to agree with all the hazards that we mentioned, including the peroxides and everything that's typical to medical use as well. The VersaFlow 600 series, there's a standard and a high capacity battery. As I mentioned, the standard battery offers 7 to 12 hours of runtime, as the high capacity does 10 to 19 hours. If you're indoors, filter's nice and clean, which is probably going to be your scenario, then again, you're going to get higher end of runtime. Now the TR300s, however, are a smaller unit, so they're going to have a smaller battery with that. And with that comes a smaller runtime, only 4 to 6 hours with the standard battery, and with a high capacity, it boosts it to the 600 levels of 8 to 12 hours. Now what we've done here is included a typical filter list for cartridges in medical. So the following cartridges were tested against mixtures of acetic acid, hydrogen peroxide, and peracetic acid to really emulate the atmosphere that medical professionals will be exposed to. The AdFlows offer an 8 to 14 hour runtime, and the cartridges are stackable, so have our standard P100 HEPA filter and the organic vapor acid gas cartridge you just simply stack on over top of that. The head tops are interchangeable, as we mentioned, so you can stack or pair up an AdFlow unit or blower unit with any head top of your choosing. And with that, let's dive right into head tops. So, two different styles of head tops. We have the S head tops and the M head tops. Right now, we're not really going to be worrying about the M head tops, as they're more for an industrial scope of work. Now, as for the S head tops, they start out at the 1 series and go all the way up, and as you can imagine, they get bigger and more robust as you go up through the series. Head suspension comes in 2 flavors. We have premium and integrated, the integrated being on the lower end disposable type hoods, and the premium suspension is going to be on the higher end reusable hoods. Now it may be worthwhile to mention that they do have a hood line with hard hats built into them, and those will be the H series hoods. But for now, let's stick with the S series. At the very bottom, we have the 103. These are the economy head covers. Typically, we recommend the 133 as a minimum. Has a minimum assigned protection factor of 25. May be useful for individuals who have to get close to the microscope. And next up is the 403 and 433. So these are going to cover head, face, neck, and shoulder, which will come with a higher assigned protection factor. The difference between the 133s and the 433s, I believe, is only around $100. So again, could be pretty cost effective for that higher assigned protection factor. Moving up to the 533s, it drapes down more comfortably over the 433s. So again, just a little bit more material that comes along with that 533. Now the economy models, the 103 and the S403, provide a bit of a lower cost alternative. Now moving on to the premium reusable suspension hoods, this is going to be the 6 to 8 series hoods. Again, they have premium head suspension. They're designed to be reusable. They'll have a bit of a longer life, allowing you to get some solid use out of them. Starting with the 655. This is the beginning of the knitted inner collar that again extends down to the inside of your protective wear, channels a bit of air down there, as well as provides a bit more robust protection. And you'll notice that in the assigned protection factor column as well. Now moving up to the 657s, I recommend that this is where you go if you're going 6 series here or higher, because they do have an inner shroud. So this will help to direct air through the entire body. Again, it's like having air conditioning on the head and the body, which is pretty nice if you are using it over an extended period of time. And again, this is going to continue all the way up to the 8 series as well. The 6 and the 7 series do have a double shroud for the seal, again providing you with a bit more comfort and a bit more protection as well. The 757 also comes with a painter derivative, just made of a different material to specifically capture overspray. When we start to move into the 855, the design of the hood changes, and so does the material as well. So this is going to be a completely different material that provides more robust protection, making it suitable for environments where you may have liquid splash hazards or live virus or something like that as well. The highest one that we have here that isn't a special order is the S857. Again, it does have the double shroud design for the respiratory seal, again made of very robust material, and does have ties to kind of keep it in place as well. And this will channel air again through your entire protective gear, making it fairly comfortable to wear over extended periods of time. Right around now, we're going to assume that you understand what an assigned protection factor is. If you don't, very briefly in one sentence, all it is a number that represents the protection level that you can expect from a particular piece of respiratory protective equipment. If you need more information, hit our YouTube channel or visit us online and visit our Learning Center. What you're going to notice here is that from the 100 to 400 series, there is going to be a giant jump in assigned protection factor. That's because the economy head covers in the 133 series only kind of go to chin level, whereas you start to move into the 433s and up, and again, they're going to go down to the chest, which provides more robust protection, and with that comes a higher assigned protection factor. Now you can choose any head top and pair it up with any blower unit with few exceptions, so it's very good. 3M did an excellent job of making their units plug and play. If you are using a supplied air system, that is using air from an external source, perhaps in the case of working with live virus, then again these hoods are made to accommodate that specific application as well. And with that, I think we have all the pieces we need to move into complete kits and systems. Now, there's kind of 2 paths you can take here. The first one is you can create your own kit. You choose your head top based on your hazards in use. You choose your blower unit, and then the breathing tube kind of falls into place. They're all quality, so there's nothing to really worry about there. The other option is you can choose a pre-made or pre-packed kit. And this comes pre-packed by 3M, but we do throw some promotional items in there, such as a carry bag. So we throw your unit into the carry bag. The coveralls, some visor protectors, and there is an optional cleaning kit that if you are getting the VersaFlow series, we highly recommend you get. It allows you to seal off the unit, and you can submerge the unit for cleaning as well. And with that, I'd like to move into complete units. Now, as we get in here, one thing to discuss is the difference between the Easy Clean versus Industrial line, and the only difference is the belt. The Easy Clean belt is made of a different material that's made to be exposed to moisture, decon showers, whatever the case may be. They're both very durable belts, whether you choose that one or the high durability leather belt, but that's really the only differences. Both 300s and 600s, Easy Cleans versus heavy industry kits are both available with the high capacity versus the regular battery as well. All right, so starting off with the 300s, the TR300 system, they have an Easy Clean versus the healthcare kit. Literally the only difference between these two systems is going to be the head top. And the healthcare kit, you get the 133L head cover, and as we talked about, it has a lower assigned protection factor of 25, whereas with the Easy Clean kit, you get the 655 assembly. So that's going to be a bit of a better hood with a higher assigned protection factor, as we discussed. Moving into the 600s, we're going to compare the TR600 Heavy Industry Kit versus the Easy Clean Kit. Now, as we discussed, the belt may or may not be different, but there is a difference in head top here. The Easy Clean Kit comes with the 433L hood, and that, again, as we discussed, has integrated head suspension. Now, the Heavy Industry Kit comes with an M307 head top. Now, this is a solid recommendation for a couple of reasons. This head top is a permanent fixture. It's rated for any work site, but moreover, if there ever is a shortage on head tops, you'll always have this M307 head top that you can disinfect and you can reuse constantly. So, very solid fixture, very, very durable, will last the lifetime of the unit, and a solid recommendation for me to you. Now last and certainly not least, we're going to consider the TR600 healthcare kit. Now this comes with a carrying bag, it comes with the cleaning kit, however it also comes with a 133L soft head top. Now this does have an assigned protection factor of 25, and as discussed you may want to choose something a little bit bigger and badder like a 433L or that permanent fixture, that M307 that will be there for the lifetime of the unit. So you can choose a pre-made kit, or you can kind of pick your blower and pick your head top and build your kit. But either way, we feel that this system definitely provides robust protection in the medical industry, as well as first responders, ambulance, absolutely everywhere, especially during COVID times. Now, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime at paprsolutions.com. You can email me directly, george@paprsolutions.com, or give us a call today, 780-995-6663. I hope this was informative for you, and if you have any special requests for videos, please feel free to reach out or email us directly. Now what you're going to find is some links. You can find some UK HSE advice. We attach the links for the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety as well as OSHA in the States, so you can have a good idea of what some of the regulations and legislation look like in your respective area. For the 3M resources and some of the graphics and screen grabs that we used, we've credited the catalog there, and it is a fantastic resource if you're new to get started because it's completely interactive. So feel free to reach out anytime with any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thank you.